Okay, this is all the parts you have with the kit. This is the bottom layer, and I've glued the, there's a piece of carbon fiber that slides right in there. Use foam tack, put that in there. I'm going to set it off to dry. Another thing you want to glue fairly soon, and don't lose your little easy link connectors. I've got two of those sitting there, so you know what those look like. I'll zoom in on those. Those little tiny connectors there. I'll show you what those are for later, but I'll zoom back out here. Okay. So anyway, this is your motor mount. You've got a slot in here, so you want to put the key in the slot. Make sure it goes down all the way, and that's how your motor mount goes. So what I do, I just put, you can use foam tack, CA will work, whatever, but I will glue basically right across there, and I will put these two pieces together so they're nice and together. I'll smooth the foam tack a little bit, and I put a little bit on the bottom here. Okay. And we're going to put that, make sure it's like perpendicular. So make sure it's square, and we're going to put it along the side here and let that dry. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put my elevons here on the side. And this is your top layer. So this is going to go on there, and you'll notice that when everything lines up, the gray part actually sticks out a little more than 1/8 of an inch all the way around. That's what you want, because your carbon is going to fit in that gap. So I'm going to put some glue on the gray part here. And again, like I said, you want to keep it thin. I'm going to go all the way around the, oops, don't drop it. I'm going to go all the way around the outside with this. And if you get any big blobs on there, let's see, I'll put it right across Skimmer too. If you get any big blobs on there, kind of wipe them down with something. And you just want to make sure all these have some glue on it around all the edges. Okay, and then fill in a little bit. Got a few little blobs there that I put on there, just kind of smooth them down, and that should be pretty good. And with foam tack, you can roll it right off of your fingers and it doesn't make a mess. Okay, now you want to line up the holes with everything here. And it's nice about foam tack because you can actually move it around just a little bit before it sticks too much. If you're a little off, you don't have to really worry about it. Now you've got a little bit of a gap here, and it really sticks over a little bit on the other side. And that's really how it goes together, so it's good. Let's see. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but the closer the better. Okay. So now it's going to fit together pretty good, and that's the way we like it. Okay, now we're going to glue this part on to the bottom. I'm going to kind of move everything out of the way here, off to the side. Use my little piece of foam board we get with the kit and lay everything on it. I'm going to put my glue on here. Again, the same way, just go around the whole perimeter. Get all your glue on there. go around your square hole, and then just get some in between here. Okay. Then place this on there, line that hole up. That's your battery hole. And again, you could slide it around a little bit. And you'll see you'll have a little bit of a gap back here. Your back edge pretty much is going to be off just about 1/8 of an inch, and that's quite all right. You just want to have a nice little gap in there on both sides, and I think you can see that down through there. Let's see. I guess it's kind of hard to see, but anyway, you've got a gap in between there. That's your carbon. The carbon is going to fit right down in there. Okay, so you want to put a little bit of foam tack in that groove. Okay, not a lot, but enough to hold your piece of carbon. And you don't want it sticking out here because you're going to put your side force generators on there. Okay, we're going to do the other side. Okay, get my other piece of carbon, and we'll place it on there like that. Okay, and again, so your carbon goes right in there. That's going to give you some strength. Then with your bottom piece, you're going to again go around the perimeter with your foam tack glue. Okay. Now this one you're just going to line up with the leading edge. Alright. That's on there pretty good. Just make it look nice. Believe it or not, you've got most of it done. Now I got a little bit of glue in the battery compartment. Just rub that off there. Any place you have glue where you don't want it, just kind of rub it around. And it's not that hard to get glue in the wrong spot there. And see how easy this build is. It's just amazing. All right, now we've got a line on this side force generator or rudder. Okay, and you've got two of them, and they should be opposite of each other. So this is going to go on this wingtip, and I put the line just so you can see it on the top. These all should be flush on the ends. So we're going to put some glue on here. And I'm going to place this on there. There we go. And then you want this to be even with the front and even in the back. And you want to get it kind of square on there. You can do the same thing on the other side. Okay, again, line that up and put it right on there. Move forward just a little bit. That's basically it. Now you want to let those dry and kind of make sure they stay even. But that's looking pretty good. Now your receiver is going to go right in here. This is for your speed controller. Your two servos will fit in there. If you look on the bottom, you got a little, let's see, you can see that little line there. That's where your mount for your motor is going to go. And I would just cut that back just a little bit. So let's get a knife here. Okay, we got a knife right there. Okay, see where that's sitting. Right where that line is on either side. A little cut. And then just cut that little piece out of there. Okay, so you got a little bit of a notch in there. Alright. And then your mount should fit right in that notch. So let's get some glue on here. So we want to glue again. If you get blobs, just kind of smooth it out a little bit. And then roll it off your finger so you don't get prints all over your plane. Alright, I'm gonna put this on here. Okay. And you can measure that, make sure you're right on the money, but that line is pretty much there. Okay, now your mount is on there. Now you can see the third hole, or the fourth hole at the very bottom, you're not going to use that screw hole. So you can actually put a little bit of glue down there on that bottom edge there and cover that hole up. That hole will help hold your mount on there too. Okay, now it didn't take very long to build that, did it? And this is a pretty strong model. So you can also, I'll kind of wipe my fingers off here, and if you pinch this material and slide your finger down through there, it'll actually give it a little more of a leading edge, tapered leading edge. And you can, after it dries and everything, actually sand this off and make a nice rounded leading edge. And that'll be pretty good. You can see this foam tack's pretty much drying already. And we're looking pretty good. Okay, next we're going to do the electronics.